Welcome to the trim package. What I have here is I have some 2D profile shapes of pieces of trim. As you can see here, I got some profile shapes made with the 2D line, and this is called the crown molding, which is a piece of trim. I have all kinds of trim that you can try for free, and I also, if you have the HXM bonus pack, I'm going to give you some free ones along with some extra free ones. So if you made the donation for the HXM bonus pack, you'll get a few extra ones, or actually quite a few extra ones. If you decide you don't want it and you just want to try some free ones, that's fine. I'm going to offer you some free ones in all different kinds. Alright, I'm going to start off a little slow here, and I'm going to show you how these were kind of made. Then we're going to get into some fundamental stuff here in a little bit. Alright, as anybody knows with crown molding here, that's a piece of wood, and these are made from profile shapes of pieces of wood. Now these were just not slapped together. These are profile shapes come off a blueprint. So these took a little time to make, and at one point in time these points were all evenly spaced around the profile shape. I make a point of making my points all evenly spaced because I think it produced better geometry, especially when subdividing it. But then again, we don't need the points when they're not needed, because all you do, if you add more points, that's the more polygons you add. And we don't want to add too many polygons if they're not needed necessarily. So anywhere there's a flat spot and there ain't no curvature, we really don't need points in between it, because like I said, that's going to produce more polygons, which we don't need. And as over here on the side, it's flat, so we don't need, and there ain't no curvature, we don't need no points in the middle. Now we got this corner point here, and I got 2 points next to it. If these 2 points weren't here next to it and I subdivide it, this thing would really make a big curve here, and I would not maintain the corner shape here. So that's why these are kind of like little helpers to help maintain the shape. And of course, then we got this curvature of the profile shape here that makes up the molding shape. Alright, I could have made it smoother by adding more points, but that's going to be up to you to do that. And you don't actually have to add points to make it smoother. You just do it by subdividing it. So what I did is I had them all evenly spaced to produce good geometry, but at the same time I tried keeping the least amount of points but still help maintain the shape. And that's going to produce low polygons. Then it's up to you to subdivide it to make it smoother, like I said earlier. Alright, with that said, alright, these come in as groups. Over here, all you do is click the arrow, and you can see they're all highlighted. I'm going to deselect over here by double clicking. As you can see, I'm in selected object mode, and if I try selecting one, what happens? They all get highlighted. And it's going to be hard to select one by name over here because they're all different names. So what you do, instead of clicking on the name itself, it does not matter what you pick. There's a little hash mark here, this little line, and just click on it. It does not matter which one. Then you can single click to select certain ones you want on the screen here, or in the viewport. Now I'm going to double select here again. Now if I try selecting one, it's going to happen again. So just come over here, select one on the little line here, and just single click. Alright, I'm going to select this one here, Control C and Control V this. Then I'm going to go ahead and collapse this back up and hide this. Alright, let's go in. I'm going to go into the top view, and we're going to try centering this up a little bit here for you. And of course, we need to go into perspective view here. Then I'm going to go ahead and hold the control key, and I'm going to drag this out. Now here is your piece of trim. It's fairly smooth, and I kind of like that. But if I wanted to make it smoother, what you would do is you would subdivide it first. I could cap the ends on it right now, but if I did that and tried subdividing it, this is what's going to happen. So we don't want to do that. We're going to Control Z this a couple times. What we're going to do is subdivide it first, collapse to DG, then we're going to go ahead and cap the ends on there. As you can see, now I got a nice smooth piece of molding there. Alright, we'll scoot this to the side, and this is from the original one here. Now if these points weren't on here, like I said earlier, we'll go ahead and hit the backspace on here to remove these. And if I extrude it and I subdivide it, as you can see, like I said, the little 2 points in the corner were helpers to help maintain the shape. So that's what the 2 points are around there for. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to go into the next step. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and select this these over here, and we're going to delete these. Alright, let's say I'm working on a project, okay, and I got a project going, and I want to load one of the trim packages up. What I would do is I would go to File, Import, not Open, because if you press File, Open, it's going to delete your project here. We want to import, and I'm going to go to Trim Package 1, and that's going to load that one in. And that's going to add, and that's going to merge to the scene. Now if I wanted to add another one, we do the same thing, File, Import, and I want to do the crown molding 2. Now the free ones you're going to get are going to be for the crown molding 1. And the other ones here for the crown molding 2, that comes with the HXM bonus pack. So we'll import that, and then there's our extra set right there. If for some reason we want to load both at the same time, we could just go ahead and choose File, Import, and use crown molding 1 and 2. These are the combinations of both of these together, and we can do it that way. And like I said, if you was to go ahead and use File, Open, what's going to happen is it's going to delete everything out of your scene, and if you got something going, it's going to remove it, and you might not want that to happen. So if you want it to merge, just use File, Import. Alright, I got some profile shapes of some baseboard here, as you can see right here. All on the left hand side is the flat spots where the baseboard meets the wall, and on the right side is the profile shape of the baseboard on the outside. And if you recall earlier, I said anytime that there's a flat spot or non-curvature, you don't need as many points. But on this one here, I left points on the outside because these points can be edited to the geometry later, because this is where we want to edit on the outside. We don't want to edit on the inside by the wall. So that, with that said, we'll just go ahead and just select one of these, and I'll choose this one here, and I'll Control C and Control V this here. We'll go ahead and hide these other ones here. We're going to go into the top view here, and we're going to bring this, and I got this box here. It's going to resemble the inside of the wall here. I knocked out a couple of the walls so you can see through it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this box here, or the wall, and I'm going to go ahead and select a couple edges, and we're going to use curve extraction. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just hide this wall for right now. And here's the profile shape. Now we want the flat spot towards the wall. I usually just hold the shift key and just snap. If I snap down here, you can see it snaps to the line, or the center line. If I unhide the box here, I want to make sure my profile shape's a little bit smaller than that. I don't want my baseboard that big. Anyway, with that said, we want the flat spot toward the wall, so as soon as the profile shape selected first, then we're going to select a sweep line, then select the line here. Now you can see that the flat spot went like it was supposed to, and you can cycle through here to straighten it back out if there's any kind of mess up. And sometimes that flat spot will not always go on the outside, and it'll work just backwards. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to bring the profile shape over on the right hand side. Alright, we're going to go ahead and unhide the room here. As you can see, now I have to scale it, and it's kind of sticking out inside the wall. Then I have to do this. This little tweak in here, then it's going to come up short on the room. So there's another way that we can go about doing things instead of just one way. So what we'll do is just go back to the whole thing again. Use curve extraction. We're going to go ahead and lock the box so we can't select it. Since I already have a copy of this, Control V, I'll of the shape here. I'll bring it down, hold the shift key, at least it gets me down in the area where I want to be at. And we're going to scale this down to the approximate size of some baseboard. And like I said, sometimes you have to swing it to this side if things don't work. So I know it works on this side, so I don't have a problem. So I'll just come over here, and I'm going to use Snap Align. As the profile shape is selected, I'm going to use Snap Align, select the point on the baseboard, then select over here. And when I'm in selected object mode, I just select the sweep with the profile shape selected first, then select the line. Of course, cycle through here to straighten it back up. And we're going to go ahead and validate that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the object, and we're going to select one of the curves here. There's the original curves. And remember these points on the side that I said you could edit? Well, you can actually take these points and you can pull on the mesh to edit it. You can also do the edges too if you want. I'll select multiple ones and pull out. And you can edit it that way. I always make a habit of collapsing the GG. Then we're going to go ahead and close this. As you can see, there's our new piece of baseboard. Alright, I'm going to pause the video and go into the next section. To speed things up here, I just loaded another project with basically the same method when you're doing a piece of crown molding. As you can see here, I got profile shape, and I'm going to connect it to the line here. We're going to select the profile shape, snap a line, select the corner point, and select here. And we're going to go ahead with the profile shape selected, then select that, the sweep line, then here. And I like to cycle through here because it seems like it straightens it up. And we're going to go ahead and select the object, collapse the DG, and we're going to go ahead and close the ends on this. Let's unhide the room here. As you can see, there's our piece of crown molding. Alright, I'm going to use this piece of trim on this barn looking shape here. And we're going to select the edge here. Shift select both of these. Go to the selection. Convert faces, borders to edges. And we're going to use the curve extraction once more time. And we're going to go ahead and lock this so we don't select the barn. Now here's the profile shape. Now a lot of times I like just to hold the shift key and just snap to a point somewhere in the center. This is something you can experiment with later, or you can do the snap align like I said earlier, like you can just snap to the point here to here. It's something you can experiment around with. And also you can just take this, and sometimes you might want to move it over here in the center and just turn it this way. It's just something you're going to have to mess with, but just keep it somewhere centered or on the line somewhere. So we'll just go ahead and bring it back over here. Hold the shift key, and we'll just bring it around. Hold the shift key. Let's try, I'll just go ahead and let's do the snap align on this. So I'll go ahead and select here. Alright, with my profile shape selected, I'm going to go ahead and use a sweep line and select the edge here. Let's go ahead and hide this here and let's take a look what happens. Alright, let's try this again. As you can see, it looks kind of messed up. That's why I said you got to cycle through these over here to straighten it back up. As you can see, now it's straightened itself back up. So this is something that you got to kind of mess with. Alright, let's go ahead and let's undo that. This time we'll just bring it up here and snap it to the center. That means where the profile shape center is at is snapping to the center point where I'm pulling it to. Well, at this time here, I'll go ahead and do the sweep line again, and we'll cycle back through these again. We'll turn this back on, and we get different effects. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and validate this right now, and I'm going to go ahead and collapse DG, which is common for me to do. But when I subdivide this thing, as you can see how the edges folded up like that. Well, we can fix that. I'll go ahead and go into edge mode so we can see a little bit better. Is we're going to go ahead and select a few of these edges here. And of course, I'm not going to select the peak right now. And I'm going to go ahead and loop these. And we're just going to use the chamfer on this. And I'm going to leave this at default and see what it does. Collapse DG. Then when I subdivide it, you can see that the edges stayed at the bottom, but I'm still at the top. It's curving around. Alright, now I could have chamfered these, but this one here I want a little bit more rounder, so I'm going to go like this and loop this. I'm going to use the chamfer, but this time I'm going to go ahead and make it something like this, something a little different. And when I subdivide it, as you can see, it still held the shape without folding up. That's just another way that you can use this piece of trim on. You can use it on the outside or inside, it'll be fine. Alright, I got one I call picture frame molding. This is actually not like a picture frame you're thinking for pictures. I mean, you could probably make it for it, but this is for woodwork, and this is for like putting picture frames around paneling or maybe a door. So door panels. So we'll go ahead and select one of these, and I will choose, let me choose, I kind of like this one here, so Control C, Control V, and we'll hide that one and hide the this is going to be our fake wall for right now, or piece of paneling or sheetrock. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this not parallel, I'm going to turn this perpendicular here towards the wall, and I'm going to make I'm going to use this rectangle, hold the shift key and snap to a point some right here, and I'm going to try drawing out a frame here, and I'm going to go ahead and scale this down a little bit here, something I kind of like that there. We'll just go ahead and make another copy of this. Control C, Control V, Control V, and we'll do one for the bottom here. And you've probably seen this in a lot of houses. Got paneling. This is kind of gives it the picture frame around the paneling. Alright, we're going to go ahead and select back up here. Now we want to make the flat edge towards paneling, so we're going to tip it up like this. And I'm going to use snap align, and first I'm going to get a copy of this because I'm going to be using this a couple times. Control C, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try centering this one right here, see what happens. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lock this so we don't select the wall here, and let's see what's going to happen here. Let's go ahead and scale this down a little bit. It's still a little too big, so I'll just recopy this right here again. Control C, so we can copy that same size. And with the profile selected first, then we'll select the sweep. That's not too bad. I kind of like that. And we'll go ahead and cycle through here to straighten that out. And I'm going to go ahead and I could make copies of this one here and just do it over and over again, but for this sake we're just going to go ahead and bring another copy over here. Hold the shift key so it snaps. We'll repeat this again. Validate it. Control V. Drag it down, hold the shift key. And we're going to go ahead and do this again with a sweep. Always cycle through it even though it looks good. And I'll just go ahead and make it where I can select this paneling, and I'll bring this paneling in just a little bit. And you know, this could almost resemble a door. You can do high-raised door panelings this way also. I've got a few of these that I made already, and these what you will be getting for free, and some to the donation package. And some of these I didn't go over with, but these is the ones I have so far. I've got the baseboard molding, the chair rail molding, the crown molding, the door molding, the picture frame molding. There's quite a bit in here. And if you go to my site here, I ain't uploaded these yet, but the free ones will be listed over in the free zone over here. And now if you already got the HXM bonus pack right here, you're going to get some extra ones. So if you're watching this video and you're prepaid with a donation, once you log in here, I'll have them over there so you can download some extra ones. But anyway, thank you very much.